Today we're going to be rebuilding the Tennessee Titans. And why? You're the only 10 I see. Thank you for watching. But no, the Titans are in like a weird limbo purgatory area between being extremely competitive in the AFC and also rebuilding. A lot of question marks, especially at the quarterback position. Who knows what the future holds for Ryan Tannehill and Malik Willis? I don't know. So in this video, we're going to try and make this roster a huge juggernaut, find our quarterback of the future by any means necessary, and take this team to the promised land, get them back to the Super Bowl, and let's come away with a win. Also, I know I'm probably late to the party here. I'm sure this has been a thing for a while, but I was watching a video last night, and I don't like videos all that often. I like the video, and there's this like cool little animation that pops up. It's different than how it used to be. Maybe you guys have known about that for a while, but I had not. But we'll go ahead here and move on. Regardless, just kind of a quick side note. There are some free agents we'll potentially have to bring back. Teair Tart, Nate Davis are two that I definitely want back. Austin Hooper, I probably don't need back, almost certainly with the rise of Chig Okonkwo. Even though Austin Hooper is more of like the traditional inline tight end, Chig Okonkwo is more of like the H-back, kind of hybrid fullback tight end type role. But he's good. So is David Long. I'm surprised some of these overalls aren't actually a little bit higher. But I do want David Long back. Deshaun Hand is down to a 71. Man, there was a while where it looked like he was actually going to be a really good player. Guess that has not materialized. David Long, though, not super expensive. Really athletic linebacker class, so we definitely could look to get LB through the draft as well. We'll extend him. Teair Tart, I definitely want back in the defensive line. A little bit more expensive than I would have liked for someone with normal development. We'll have to pay him a lot to bring him back. He wants to play in a new team. Not going to franchise tag him because I'm going to have to overpay Nate Davis in order to bring him back. But Nate Davis is going to be a big part of our offensive line. Got to bring him back, and Nate Davis returns. Outside of that, I think we're fine. Brought back two players, going to let the rest walk. But you guys probably want to see the team we're rocking with. And there are some strengths. There are some weaknesses. Taylor Lewan was cut in real life, so we're going to do that too. That frees nearly 15 mil in cap room. But the offensive line needs a bit of an overhaul here, and I don't think that's an understatement whatsoever. We might have something with Nicholas Petit-Frere. Dylan Raduns was someone who played tackle at North Dakota State, so he could potentially play tackle for us. Has the size for it at 6'6", 299, moves pretty well. So he might end up sliding back over to tackle for us, but we certainly need upgrades on the offensive line. Quarterback is in a bad spot as well. We do have Jeff Swaim, though. Hook him. Malik Willis, man, we might be able to develop him, but he is as raw as players get. So who knows? He's a young quarterback. We'll see how his development rocks. Robert Woods was also cut, right? Yeah, I think so. We're going to cut him as well. We're freeing up cap space in a big way. Kyle Phillips is someone I might want to work in more. I actually don't even see him. We got Racey McMath out here and Des Fitzpatrick, but no Kyle Phillips. Am I just blind? I am blind. He's actually right there. I guess I didn't see him because he changed spots when I cut Robert Woods, but Kyle Phillips could be something nice. Really good route runner, or at least was at UCLA. I know the numbers don't look especially good, but he could end up being a really, really nice player for Tennessee. Austin Hooper's going to be gone. And then defensively, Zach Cunningham, I think, is another guy that got cut. Yep, he did. A lot of people were like confused about this. Were you watching Zach Cunningham play? I don't know that you were. And then what I might want to do is cut Bud Dupree. It's going to be expensive, though. We could just bite the bullet on that. And you know what? I think I'm going to. 30 years old, 72 overall. Goodbye. Alvin Bud Dupree, looking for work somewhere else. And then our secondary actually looks pretty good. The big thing is Caleb Farley. Is he able to actually stay healthy and develop? He's an incredible athlete, but it's just a question of will he actually be able to stay on the field and develop as a player? And that is a huge, huge question mark with him, unfortunately. Would love for everybody to stay healthy, but it's just not how that works somehow. Danico Autry also feels like he should be higher than a 77. Danico Autry is actually very, very good. Oh, man. Jeffrey Simmons is a monster. I mean, the team has a lot of holes. Harold Landry we can work with. Love him. Christian Fulton we can work with. Roger McCreary, Elijah Molden, Kevin Byard, obviously. Amani Hooker. I like the secondary. The rest we got to work on. And we would save a ton of money by cutting Ryan Tannehill. I'll tell you what I'm going to do first. Before looking to cut him, I am going to look to trade him. If we can get a mid-round pick back, I will be ecstatic. Now, there is some interest in Ryan Tannehill, which makes sense. I think he's kind of like that stopgap bridge quarterback. But the problem is, very few teams, if any, can even afford him. Maybe the Commanders would be a good spot for a veteran QB. Okay, we're sending Ryan Tannehill actually to our division rival. Oh, super unrealistic. The Texans. We're getting number 66 back for him. They get a bridge quarterback potentially to play over Davis Mills right away, or a veteran to whoever they choose to draft with their second overall pick if they decide to go quarterback. But yeah, we are moving on from Ryan Tannehill, freeing up a ton of money in the process, and I think we're actually going to be pretty conservative here in free agency. Derrick Henry's in the final year of his deal, but I'm not really going to go out and sign Tony Pollard or Miles Sanders or anybody like that. I'd like to actually get players that could be long-term solutions, and Josh Allen could be one of them. All right, these are my targets: Josh Allen, TJ Edwards, and Ben Powers. Currently in the lead on Edwards and Allen to solidify our linebacking core, even though Allen is a very different type of linebacker from TJ Edwards. Of course, he's an edge versus an inside player, off-ball player. Ben Powers, I would like to bring in. We'll see if the Giants end up stealing him. It's definitely a possibility, as now the Lions are in on Josh Allen. More teams are in on TJ Edwards, but we did get Ben Powers, so the offensive line improves at least. I don't really want to increase my offers on Allen and Edwards. I think we're going to wait for next free agent class. I think I'm just happy picking up a pretty good upgraded guard and moving on. If we get those players, great. I don't really expect that we will. We might even look to move to a 4-3, by the way. No true nose tackle on this team right now. We could draft one, but moving Jeffrey Simmons over to defensive tackle, Denico Autry, at least for a season, to defensive tackle. I'm not sure how long he's going to be here. Slide Harold Landry down. Then we really just need an edge rusher as opposed to needing multiple earlier. Now, then we have an issue at linebacker. We really only have David Long Jr. Yeah, Monty Rice is here. We could draft one. A lot of holes on this team. It's not going to be fixed in one offseason. A lot on offense. We got our work cut out for ourselves. And we still don't have a quarterback. The Titans are one of these teams that could actually consider trading up into that top, maybe not number 1, but into that top 5 or so for a quarterback, depending on who they like. There is a possibility, I think, of that happening, and it doesn't really get talked about enough, but they are in range, in my opinion. Just might have to give up a lot in order to get it done, and I'm not sure their roster construction at this point really lends itself to that, as Tyree Wilson goes number 1 overall to the Bears. Texans follow that up with Bryce Young from Alabama. Will Anderson Jr. goes to the Cardinals. The player-to-team fits here seem reasonable, to be honest, even if the order is maybe not going to be exactly that. Colts end up with C.J. Stroud. Seahawks take Jalen Carter at 5. Still don't really know what his fall is going to be. Might have to move him in my draft class again. I don't know. We just need more information on that. And with Will Levis on the board, Anthony Richardson on the board, could potentially consider a trade up. Probably not going to do that. Probably going to sit tight, hope a tackle slips to us. I think it could happen. Will happen in real life, probably. There was Miles Murphy. Raiders take Lucas Van Ness. Michael Mayer goes back-to-back to the Falcons. That's a terrible pick for them. Brian Brzee goes to the Panthers. Eagles take Brian Branch. Oh, the order of this is wild right now. Although I guess that could happen. And then here we are at number 11. Will Levis on the board. Anthony Richardson on the board. As I record this, he just set the record for quarterback broad jump and vertical jump at the NFL Combine. Just ran a 4.44 unofficial 40, which could get even faster when the official time comes out. And he's sitting there at 11, man. But we need tackle pretty badly. Oh, this is a tough call. I'll tell you what, man. I know we could go quarterback here. Some really great corners on the board, too. I'm going to go the player that I think really fits the Titans the best right now, and that is Georgia's tackle, Broderick Jones. He is a mauler. He has a ton of upside, really, really good athlete. And I think when you talk about a team that loves to run the ball, Broderick Jones is someone that fits that mold, is going to slide right in, start for us at offensive tackle, should have a good dev trade as well. So Broderick Jones is the pick. I know it's not as exciting as a quarterback with Will Levis or especially Anthony Richardson, but Broderick Jones to me, it feels like it's got to be the guy. Into the second round now. Dalton Kincaid goes a pick before. Could have been somebody we considered. There should be some other good tight ends on the board, though. Jackson Smith and Jigba is here. We could add another slot receiver to our team. Don't know if that's the move, but it could be. Deonte Banks is available. Tested unbelievably well on DB day of the Combine. And I kind of have no idea where to go with this pick. There are a bunch of different players that are in contention for it. I know a lot of people watching this right now are going to want me to take Jackson Smith and Jigba. I just don't really think it fits the mold of our team right now. So I'm going to opt to go a different direction. I feel like we're pretty good at corner. I don't really want to go that direction. The interior of the offensive line also feels pretty good right now after that signing we made in free agency. So I'm really looking at defense, and I think... do we go defensive end here? I'm going to go Derek Hall from Auburn. Big, powerful defensive end. Ran really well at the Combine as well. Actually ran faster in real life than he did here in the game, even though that's the first fastest time at the Combine. They just make up the speed for whatever speed you give them, or make up the 40 time for whatever speed. So 83 speed, 85 strength. I think that's pretty good at 6'3", 256. Hidden dev as well. He should come in and start for us. Not really sure about our system right now. Maybe we'll look to draft either linebacker or tight end with our pick at the top of the third round that we got via the Texans. So we'll see what we can do with that. Rashee Rice goes a pick ahead of us. Not really strongly considering receiver in this class. I just kind of think that ship has sailed, even though Kayshon Boutte is here. Did not test well at the Combine today. Let's go with a linebacker. I'm going to take Jack Campbell from Iowa. Another guy who tested pretty well. Yasir Abdullah, too. Definitely in consideration. But Campbell, I think, could potentially play either inside or outside linebacker for us. That adds to his versatility for me, especially when we don't know what defense we're going to be coming out in for the 2023 season. Tank Bigsby goes a pick ahead of us. Maybe would have considered him with this pick. Should still be some good running backs on the board if we want to go that direction. We could add a ton of speed in Devon Achane or even Tyjae Spears from Tulane. Both definite options. Yasir Abdullah is still here. We're actually going to take him. Trying to revamp the LB core. Freak athlete and a welcome addition to our team. He's somebody to me that is inside, outside, flexible. Again, in a 4-3, depending on what you want to do. And if we're moving to a 4-3, we're set up to do so now. So it makes a little bit more sense. We've drafted in that direction. I know this is not going to be the sexiest draft for Titans fans. Getting some linebackers and an offensive tackle. But these are going to be the cornerstones of our team moving forward, so it just has to be done. And now we could potentially take a corner. DJ Turner's here, lit up the Combine, running 4.26 official. And he can absolutely fly. He's going to be a welcome addition to our team. Good depth at corner, but again, some tremendous speed. 98 speed. And I think our cornerback group should be set for the future. Okay, let's take a receiver here. Let's go Raheem Jarrett from Maryland. Like him as a player. Catching traffic isn't so high, but there are some other things to like. Good route runner. And will compete to make the team, compete for playing time potentially down the line. And I think that's going to do it for the draft. So not a bad draft for us. Broderick Jones at a 75, 74 for Derek Hall. I think those two will be plug-and-play starters right away. And then we'll look to develop Jack Campbell and Yasir Abdullah, who both should be starters. DJ Turner's a 72 overall. I think that's going to work for us. Raheem Jarrett could play. Even got Chase Brown with our 7th round pick to be a good backup running back. I think these guys are going to be impactful players for us. I think we're actually about to get a dev trait upgrade for Chase Brown as well, which could actually be a big-time impact for us, because if he gets star dev, this is somebody that could end up being Derrick Henry's replacement down the line. I don't know. I'm not saying for sure, but getting up to star dev could be pretty big for a 70 overall rookie. And Chase Brown now has star dev trait. Let's go. And we're going to be upgrading Broderick Jones, pass block power. +3, not too bad. And we got +5 zone coverage for Caleb Farley. Okay, these moments are out of control right now. I can't even get through these preseason weeks because we keep getting all these different moments to upgrade my team. And I'm not complaining, to be honest. It's taking me a little bit longer, but I'm not complaining. These guys are getting significant long-term boosts. And 2,500 XP for the rookie. Let's go. Okay, a bunch of new starters all over the place as we transition to a 4-3 defense here. And we are just focused on the future and development. DJ Turner should play a little bit. Derek Hall should play a lot. Yasir Abdullah and Jack Campbell also should play a considerable amount. I like the potential. And hell, we could even have Raheem Jarrett start in the slot. Why not? Third down running back Chase Brown. Why not start his development a little bit early? Offensive line looks a little bit better. I know receiving core and the quarterback, we got some questions about that, but we don't have to worry about it. Just hand the ball off to Derrick Henry. We're going to be okay. Hey, unfortunately, 2-5 at the midseason mark. We started 2-1 for perspective. I think we've dropped 4 in a row, if I remember correctly. Not exactly ideal. And I haven't checked out the draft class either. For the second year, since it's so far out from 2024, I like to just use a randomly generated class. So the strengths of this class are wide receiver, which we need, right end, and defensive tackle, which maybe we could draft a D tackle. The weaknesses, unfortunately, are quarterback and the interior offensive line. Quarterback would be nice. Now, just because that's a weakness of the class doesn't mean there's not a really good player at that position, but it seems unlikely. Nope, the quarterbacks suck. I don't think I've ever actually seen it this bad. There's only one quarterback that's supposed to go before day 3, and not even. He's on the borderline. Day 2, day 3. Oh my goodness. There better be some stud receivers in this class. I am disappointed with what I'm seeing so far. Had to give Jeffrey Simmons a big contract, but 5 years for the 26-year-old interior defensive lineman now. I think it had to be done. It also feels crazy to give what will be 30-year-old Derrick Henry a big contract. I can't give him 4 years. I would give him 2, and I would overpay. And I know in real life this would be highly controversial, but in the game, he's really, really good still. And he wants more money. So he is certainly a franchise tag candidate. Ben Jones is 34. A 1-year deal is going to be as good as I can do. He wants more than that. Can't do it. Danico Autry, I probably can't bring back either. Christian Fulton, I'd want to bring back, though. I don't know. We have money. That's not going to be a problem at this point because we are not paying a quarterback. But we still have a lot of holes. 3-5 in 2023. We do have a breakout linebacker challenge, though, for Jack Campbell. Could be a chance he goes up to star dev, which would be huge for his development. I'm going week by week here because I want to, in week 11, use my scouting focus players. So we're going to go ahead and see what we can do. And he didn't do it. Now, it said the strength of the class is the receiver position. I am not really impressed by any of these guys. Maybe it's a deep group, but there's not really like that insane athlete that can also, catch the ball pretty well. There's some okay athletes that catch the ball well, and I want a little bit better than that. And they just don't exist. But that is the way of the draft. And I think we might end up looking a different direction for that reason. Draft the best player available rather than going after just a player that you need. And I think we're just going to maybe opt to go a different direction. I mean, there's a tight end here that's projected to go at the very top of the first round. Cam Hartman from Oregon, 6'5", 240. Looks like he can play a little bit. Not sure about the strength, but everything else looks incredible. Am I going to draft a tight end? Maybe. I mean, hey, it's the if you can't get a receiver, it's the next best thing. What is this? Jalen Beckwith. A, catching's fun. B, press, B, man coverage. Don't know about the zone coverage, but great to elite change of direction. Great to elite speed. Good to great speed, I should say. Good to great strength. Check this out. 6'4", 189. Really interesting cornerback prospect. I know corner is not exactly at the top of our list of needs, but when you see a really good one, a really rare looking talent, might change a thing or two. Wow, stacked AFC South. Colts go 7-10 and win the division. That actually seems about right for the AFC South some years, I'll say. And obviously, we did not make the playoffs. The defense was pretty good, about middle of the pack. We ran the ball real well. Offense just was not quite good enough. It feels like this is one of those seasons where, we were, 1 or 2 things away from having a completely different record, maybe even 11-6 compared to 6-11, but just couldn't win those one-score games, I guess, and we will advance to the offseason We'll check out the stats, of course, as well. But, we are building something. This was not supposed to be ready to go Super Bowl 2023. It just wasn't going to happen with this roster for me in Madden. Chiefs beat the Eagles again in the Super Bowl, by the way. Back-to-back. Anthony Richardson, by the way, led the league in passing yards. He went to the Bucs. That's why. 5,700 yards, 45 touchdowns. That's a rookie season. It's pretty good. Malik Willis, unfortunately, was not quite so good, but wasn't really awful, I guess. And we really were more of a running team anyway. Derrick Henry getting 352 attempts is just absurd. Treylon Burks put together a nice season, as did Kyle Phillips, really. Raheem Jarrett, great rookie year. 9 touchdowns, over 700 yards receiving. And then defensively, David Long had plenty of tackles. And then tackles for loss. Look at Harold Landry. 24 of them. 23 for Simmons with 7 sacks, 15 for Derek Hall. And then look at the sacks. Great production from Landry, 18.5. 7 for Simmons, as I talked about, and then 6.5 for Derek Hall. Nobody else really decided to show up, but all in all, not bad. I saw a lot of good things this season. This was supposed to be a building year, and I think we've made a lot of nice strides as Anthony Richardson, of course, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year, although Lamar Jackson wins MVP. Nobody in there for us in contention for Rookie of the Year, although I don't know. I feel like Derek Hall should have had some consideration at least. Okay, Derrick Henry up to a 95 overall, but is also 30 years old. He's going to get franchise tagged by me. Oh, or actually, he's going to re-sign for 2 years. So that's probably going to take him to the end of his time as a Titan. Unfortunately, Christian Fulton, I would like to bring back long-term. He wants a mentor at the position. He's going to test free agency. The franchise tag is going to be like, what, 17? 23 million. Wow, that's gone up a lot. I can't do that. I can't do it. Nearly 140 million available in free agency, by the way. So we can be pretty aggressive here, and Rashawn Gary could be a really, really big ad for us. Justin Herbert is here. Man, okay. I mean, I have to, right? It's all of my money for the rest of time, but it's also Justin Herbert, and it would be a huge addition to our team, obviously. It would turn us from, what we are right now, which is not great, to a potential monster in the AFC South, which is not all that impressive, but still. Not a lot of interest in our team right now. Ed Oliver, though, could be a decent fit. We have money, but I don't want to go spend it willy-nilly. Ed Oliver, though, I feel like is a pretty good fit for us. If you don't have a center, I think I'm going to draft one, though. We could still use an offensive lineman, could potentially draft tight end, need quarterback, need receiver, and then defensively, Harold Landry and Jeffrey Simmons up to superstar. Derek Hall at star. Yasir Abdullah went down, by the way. Maybe we'll consider corner. Getting Ed Oliver would be big. We don't need Rashawn Gary. Could use an off-ball linebacker, though. Saw Tremaine Edmonds lurking around. Could be an option for us. Kevin Byard went down to star as well. I am playing with dev trait regression on, which I usually do not, but trying it out here. Just because it makes the draft classes better. I feel like when I have it off, every draft pick has normal dev. All right, I'm targeting some big free agents. Ed Oliver, Tremaine Edmonds, and Justin Herbert. Trying to improve both sides of the ball. Receiver, there are some good options here. Ayuk has no offers right now, and he would probably be at the top of my list anyway. Let's take the money down, see if we can get him for good value. I mean, we're not going to be able to. He's just not going to want to play. But that's all right. Those are my 4 offers. We could change things. Still have $50 million in cap room. We saved up for a reason. Now it's time to take advantage. We're going to withdraw on Ayuk. Herbert still mulling over his offers. And my signings are not big. We did not get Tremaine Edmonds. He's headed to the Jets. We did not get Ed Oliver. He's headed to Minnesota. Rashawn Gary still here. Oh, man. I really felt like he was going to be an interior player coming out. And he just ended up playing edge and was so great for the Packers. Can he play defensive tackle for me? He's about 280 pounds. I know it seems a little bit weird just because of Rashawn Gary. We think of him as an outside linebacker in a 3-4, so 4-3 defensive end could be very feasible, but he's got the size to potentially play inside. I'm going to offer him. We didn't get Ed Oliver. Rashawn Gary could be a huge pickup. New number 1 offer on him. See what happens. Signings, we got both. Welcome, Rashawn Gary and Justin Herbert to Tennessee. Okay, a lot of money just to 2 players, but they're really, really good players. Ooh, we also signed the Young Ho. Young Wei Koo, welcome to Tennessee as well. We got our kicker. NFL draft time. We have a top 10 pick at number 10. Not afraid to move up. Not afraid. Because there are some really good players. Probably will not target a defensive end after bringing in Rashawn Gary. But, man, some of these players are really tempting because they can do a lot of different things. I look at Artavius Sutton with block shed questionable, but A finesse moves, A awareness, A tackle. All really, really good. Jack Underwood was someone I got scouted up to 95%. He is an edge rusher, so if we went back to a 3-4, he's somebody that could be pretty good. I thought he had elite speed. Maybe not. But A awareness, B block shed, A finesse moves. Pretty good. And then Cam Hartman. And this guy can absolutely play 4'4", 40 at 238 pounds. Really, really good. Elite jumping, elite change of direction. If there was ever a tight end we were going to draft, he is the one, but also not even the fastest tight end, supposedly. I mean, and this tight end down the board looks pretty good, too. A medium route running, A pass block, A run block, and also has great speed. We have a super athletic run blocking tight end. I like that in the middle of the draft. There's Bruce Polk, ran 4.45 at his pro day. Also elite agility, but he's 6'5", 260. Now, can't actually play tight end, but is a good athlete. Seahawks go with a left tackle at number 1. Jags take a defensive end. The Dolphins at 3 go with a left end, and this actually might be the move-up spot if I want that stud tight end, which it is a big position of need for us right now. You know, we have Chigakonkwo there, but he's not really developing very much, didn't put up great numbers, and besides, I like him as a second option anyway. I know it seems unorthodox to move up for a tight end in the draft when you already pick at number 10. But I think I'm going to do it. Lions need a quarterback. All right, we are going to make a trade with them. And I do kind of want to move up again. But I don't really have the ammo to do it. Tell you what. I will give you a future 5 as well. And we'll see if we can make that happen. It's going to have to be more. It might have to be a current 4, which I really don't want to have to do. But it's going to be... it's still not enough. Okay, it's going to be number 10, a 4 this year and next year to move up to number 4 for a tight end. Like, what am I doing? I'm building a superstar offense. That's what I'm doing. Here we go. Cam Hartman from Oregon. The Oregon connection with Justin Herbert. A catching, A deep route running. He's got elite jumping, speed, change of direction, great acceleration, and agility. Ran 4.47. Welcome to the Titans. 91 speed at tight end. That might be the fastest I've ever seen a tight end in Madden 23. 89 acceleration, 84 agility and change of direction, 84 jumping I thought would actually be a little bit better, but maybe that's elite for a tight end. Pretty absurd. Pretty wild. That might be a generational player. I don't want to speak too fast, but he might be. Still plenty of players I like, but the question becomes, how far would I have to trade up for them? And I really don't know. And at that point, I'm not even sure if I'm willing to. Like some good-looking centers, just not really sure if we're going to be able to target those guys. I think if I'm taking a center, it's going to be Oscar Newton from UCLA. He's got A, awareness, maybe somewhat questionable run blocking, not the craziest athlete, but I think he can play the position. So Khalid Staten from Florida State here feels like a pretty good option at strong safety. Really, really good athlete. B man coverage, B play rec, B tackle. Just a jack of all trades. C zone coverage, really not so bad either. But at this point, I don't need that player so badly. The first round guys did not fall to me here at number 10 here in the second round. So I'm just going to try and trade down, pick up some extra draft capital. All right, Tampa Bay getting number 53, number 117, and a 7th, I want to say. So we trade down 11 spots, still in a really, really good position. If that safety's there, I'll more heavily consider it now, but definitely not necessarily going to pull the trigger. And he is there. There are some other positions. We definitely need that center. Do we take the strong safety? I mean, the corner's there too. I mean, we have Amani Hooker, of course. Corner still certainly could be a need. Still just trying to take the best players available, you know? We'll trade down with the Ravens, pick up an extra 4th. I think that makes sense. Not really moving down all that much. And again, we'll have a better idea of what the board's going to look like. I mean, that safety's pretty much begging for me to draft him. I'm just not sure it's going to happen. And he is off the board, so thankfully we don't actually have to make that decision. And we can just pick with what we have left. It's going to be Oscar Newton here in the second round. Projected to go a little bit later, but this is my guy here. This is our starting center. If we don't have him, we don't have anything. He's got to be the guy. Does have hidden dev. Again, not the craziest athlete, but I'm hoping he's going to be really good for the position. Strength is okay. Acceleration's pretty good. Speed is whatever, but not so bad. Building pretty much a Pac-12 team, dude. Bunch of Oregon players, UCLA now. I don't know if that's the best for NFL success. I think we're going to go ahead and take DeAndre Reynolds here. Could take the corner. Could certainly take the corner. But I think I'd rather take the linebacker. A zone coverage, A pursuit, elite speed, elite acceleration for the position. He's not going to be anything crazy. Maybe 85 speed. But pursuit awareness, zone coverage, all are at an A. The rest seem good enough. So DeAndre Reynolds from Notre Dame, welcome to the team. Hidden dev, 87 speed, 90 acceleration, 86 agility. A little bit better than I expected. Again, could be a plug-and-play starter. We unfortunately lost star dev on one of our draft picks last year. But, you know, DeAndre Reynolds could come in and potentially start. Okay, we're making a big-time trade. Trading Malik Willis to the Chargers. Doing a little quarterback swap with the Chargers, who no longer have Justin Herbert, of course, because he is on our team. Number 126 is going back to the Chargers as well. And I am in between two players, essentially. It's, do I want the defensive tackle Bruce Mills? He's 6'3", 356. I didn't even realize how big this dude was. A tackle, elite strength. Okay, you know what? I'm sold. We're bringing in a nose tackle. 96 strength. We may have just found a generational nose tackle. Hidden development. This might be a special archetype in Madden 23. Only 21 years old, and he is built like a bowling ball. 6'3", 356. Pretty sturdy. And that could potentially help facilitate a move back to a 3-4 if we wanted to do that. I'm trading a future 3, number 72 overall projected for number 81, which is this pick from the New England Patriots. I want that corner. Figure why wait? If we're going to draft a developmental guy, let's start the development. B press, B man coverage, A catching. Kind of a freak athlete. Ran 4.31 at his pro day with elite change of direction at 6'4". Welcome to Tennessee. He is a crazy athlete with hidden development. 94 speed, 87 jumping, 96 change of direction at 6'4", 91 acceleration, 86 agility. Again, I think we've had a very, very good draft so far. And Bruce Polk is still available. This tight end that is just more of an athlete than tight end. But he's a great athlete. And welcome to the team. He's our 7th round pick. A lot of great athleticism added to this team in this draft. All right, let's see how we did. I think we did really, really well. I'm excited to see this. And our tight end that we drafted is a 79 overall. I think that's very, very, very good. 91 speed, 87 catching. Short route running is very good. Acceleration's great. Catching traffic's at an 80 usually. 85 spectacular catch. He has every trait you could want. Aggressive catch, possession catch, run after catch, fights for yards. Cam Hartman is a monster. Justin Herbert should have a very big year. Oscar Newton's a 71, but he's going to start. 71 for DeAndre Reynolds. Oh my goodness, look at my mid-round picks. Bruce Mills is a 75 overall. 96 strength is certainly impacting that, but 76 block shedding, 80 tackles, 76 play rec, 76 acceleration. He's got swim move and bull rush and high motor. Dude, that is a nose tackle of dreams. And then look at this freak. Look at this little freak. Jalen Beckwith is a 76, 6'4", 189 with 76 man coverage, 68 zone coverage. Press is pretty good. Obviously is a tremendous athlete. Unreal. What a draft. One of my favorite drafts I've probably ever had in any Madden ever. We got the number 1 overall player in the class at a 79. The drop-off was substantial. Caleb Bruton was the number 2 player, drafted in the 2nd round, is a 76. Shout out David Bruton, former Bronco as well. And then, if you're tracking this, the 2nd highest overall in the draft is a 76. We drafted one of those guys right in the 3rd round. And then we drafted a 75. Dude, we crushed the draft. The strong safety I was looking at, by the way, was pretty good. Does have hidden dev, good speed, good acceleration. Just looks like a talented player. Only star dev, though, which is still good. All right, I've moved some things around. Derek Hall is just going to back up Rashawn Gary, at least for this season. Could potentially move to a 3-4. But I like the way this team looks, and I'm going to start Bruce Mills at defensive tackle. He just probably won't be a rush player for me. What we could do is go, Landry and Gary surely are both going to rush. So something's got to change there. I was thinking maybe Landry, Hall, and then Gary Simmons at defensive tackle. I kind of like that. Ooh, not having a great preseason. That's okay. That doesn't matter. What matters is what happens in a week or two when we start the regular season. I think the 07 Patriots lost every preseason game. And I think the 0-16 Browns won every preseason game. So who cares, is what I'm saying. Who cares? This team sure could use an A.J. Brown type, let's say. That isn't Traylon Burks. Hey, not bad. 5-2. Could be worse. Colts currently in the lead for the AFC South, 6-1. Texans 0-7. Not a great year for them. We're just getting started, though. We continue to get better. A lot of young talent on this team. You'll see our top players not here because we already, we have studs. We don't really need a whole lot more. We're just about developing. We got guys under contract. Kevin Byard maybe for like 2-3 years, a little bit rich for me. He wants to be here, though. Went to Middle Tennessee State and is now playing for the Tennessee Titans, of course. Obviously. You know what? Fine. 3-year deal. Welcome back to Tennessee, Kevin Byard. He'll be down to like an 84 overall. It'll prove to be a bad decision, but that's okay. Caleb Farley is actually pretty cheap. We'll bring him back. Maybe should have waited because we're currently an underdog for the Super Bowl, but we are going to be in contention for it, I think. I think we're for sure going to be a playoff team. You'd have to think with a 5-win start that we would at least be in the conversation. Maybe not, though. And we made the playoffs. Actually won our division, 12-5. Not a bad performance. Anthony Richardson still lighting it up. We had the second best offense in the league. Justin Herbert put together a pretty nice year. Looks like our defense might have been second in yards as well. Herbert just shy of 5K, 37 touchdowns to 14 interceptions. Derrick Henry was still pretty good, 15 touchdowns. Chase Brown, not bad in his role with the 10 TDs. Receiving, Kyle Phillips. Have a year. 92 catches for 1,300 yards and 12 touchdowns. Dominating in the slot. This is what we thought he could do. Maybe not to that level. And look at the rookie, Cam Hartman. 103 catches, over 1,150 yards, and 11 touchdowns. And yeah, he has superstar X Factor. That's the first time I'm seeing it. His speed is already up to a 93. Oh my goodness. He's already up to an 84 overall. And he wants to be here. And he's also an animal. Kind of fun. Very fun. Defensively, 102 tackles for David Long, 100 for the rookie DeAndre Reynolds, who has, show me, superstar star development. That's okay. Not everyone's going to be a superstar X Factor. Tackles for loss, 14.5 sacks for Harold Landry, 10 TFLs, 14 for Simmons. Gary had 7.5 sacks, but 18 tackles for loss. And our scheme was a little bit weird. Only 4 interceptions for everybody. What did Jalen Green have for dev trait? Oh, that wasn't the corner. Okay. And I can't move to a 3-4. Just looked at all the top defenses in the league. They are all 4-3 defenses this year. I just can't make the move. Newton does have star depth. Hartman having superstar X Factor is still awesome. Need a way to get that activated. Currently, it's not. Don't really know how to get that going. Maybe next year. I don't know. And then defensively, Beckwith has star dev. We don't know Mills yet. Hasn't really played enough. He looks like a beast. Haircut is questionable. All right, we somehow got that activated, so we're good to go. Kyle Phillips probably goes up to star dev after this incredible year, and we'll see what this playoff run could potentially look like. High hopes, big expectations. We'll see what we do. And we narrowly beat the Dolphins, 27-24 in the wild card. We advanced to the divisional, and in the divisional, we have our rival, the Indianapolis Colts. Bruce Mills with a little bit of an upgrade here to his pass rush game, although he still gets +2 block shedding. Power moves up to a 69. Nice. We are 85s across the board. The Colts are an 83 overall. Let's see if we can beat them. And we do again, even more narrowly. Only 2 points separate those two teams, 34-32. Okay, I mean, we are in the conference championship. I think it warrants a jump in. We don't really even have a stud receiver yet, although Cam Hartman is on his way at tight end. Could potentially make a move for a stud receiver this offseason. Maybe it's free agency. Maybe it's via trade. Maybe we trade a first-round pick in order to get it done. I don't know what the draft's going to have in store, but could also be an avenue we look down. As we are down early, 7-3, Buffalo on top. Not a very high-scoring game, very defensive so far, but we took the lead, and only momentarily, Bills right back on top. 14-13 into the second half. We actually get the lead, and we look to extend it by 2 touchdowns. 3 now. 35-14 is your final. We run away with it in the second half, and especially in that fourth quarter. Defense held strong. Herbert had a great day, and we are going to the Super Bowl. What an interesting Super Bowl matchup. Tennessee Titans against the Seattle Seahawks. We have some upgrades. I'm assuming Cam Hartman won Rookie of the Year. He did. Well, we only get XP because he's already Superstar X Factor, so a little bit unfortunate in that way, but you know, he's a beast, so it's not unfortunate at all. Like, we'll take the Superstar X Factor. Jalen Beckwith upgraded to Superstar. Just cuz. It's a good enough reason for me. Did Kyle Phillips get Star Dev? Surely he did. He did. Okay. Not bad. Still could use like a bona fide number 1, but that's not so bad. That's a good number 2. Love a good number 2. We still don't know the dev trait of Bruce Mills. It's probably Star. Campbell is up to Star, by the way. So Yasir Abdullah lost it. Campbell never had it. And now he's upgraded to Star. Okay. Let's see if we can win a Super Bowl. Jalen Carter ended up on the Seattle Seahawks. That's right. We'll have to face him today. Could be a big problem for us. And we are up 14-0 early. 21-0. Seattle's done. It's over. Oh, congrats. You got 3 points. 28-3. No one can come back from that scoreline, surely. No, but they actually won't. It's 35-3. Oh, the Patriots. Yeah, I know. 35-3 is your final. It is a demolition of the Seahawks. Dude, we took a 12 gauge, shot him out of the air. The Titans have won it all. A Titanic victory. I can see the headlines now. Derrick Henry brings it home. Geno Smith pumped up for his guy, Justin Herbert. Dude, these celebrations are so corny. Like, imagine losing the Super Bowl. Your quarterback's got a big smile on his face. Great job, guys. It is what it is, man. Big time Super Bowl for the Tennessee Titans. And we did so in 2024. We spent a lot of money to get it done, but we did it. Now it's time to repeat. Let's do one more year. Dak Prescott won MVP. And Cam Hartman won Offensive Rookie of the Year. No other Titans in there, but guess what? Look at the left side of the screen. Treylon Burks, by the way, Super Bowl MVP. Would be cool if you got Star Dev for that. But yeah, big time win. We don't care about the other accolades and awards. We just want the Lombardi, and we got it. All right, who's a free agent? Elijah Molden has not developed. Monty Rice, same deal. Dylan Radons, we can do better than. Dude, we don't need anybody in here. Goodbye. Well, I think this has been a big success so far. And hey, Titans, let this be a lesson to you. Just go out, just get Justin Herbert. Doesn't seem that hard. Ooh, DeAndre Hopkins for a year? Yes, DeAndre Hopkins and Penei Sewell. Why not? Dude, we have the money for it. Over $61 million in cap room. We need a starting right tackle. Penei Sewell wants to be here. Another Pac-12 guy. Former Justin Herbert teammate, Penei Sewell. You are a Tennessee Titan. We'll make it happen. Okay, I mean, we're going to have some competition for some of these guys. I don't think it's going to be so easy to just get the players we want, which is frustrating, obviously. Both players are gone, and it's because we got both of them. DeAndre Hopkins, Penei Sewell, welcome to Tennessee. Those are monster additions to the team. Our offense just got considerably better. Penei Sewell is a huge get for our offense, but that doesn't even go into what DeAndre Hopkins brings toward our future success. I mean, it's going to be incredible to bring in a 90-plus overall receiver. 99 catching with morale. Not quite the athlete that he once was, but DeAndre Hopkins for a year to repeat. I like our odds. Kyle Phillips still in there, Traylon Burks, even Raheem Jarrett. It is a good group of 4 receivers. Still have a stud tight end. The offensive line, as I mentioned, got even better with the addition of Penei Sewell. And Broderick Jones at left tackle is holding it down, continuing to develop. Maybe not quite as fast as we would want him to, but he's developing nicely. And then defensively, I mean, we just look pretty good. Mills does end up having only star development, but this is a good team. Maybe could use a linebacker, but headed into the draft, we have a top 10 pick. Or no, we don't. It was projected top 10. It ended up being number 32 now, obviously. So that changes. Linebacker, best player available. I don't know. Hey, hit that subscribe button for more nonsensical rambles. What was that? Not going to cut it out because you guys got to know. Gotta know. I don't know why you have to know. Dude, what's going on? Okay, we might have a receiver here. Jaleel Talley from Oklahoma, 6'5", 216. A, catch in traffic. Deep route running doesn't seem so bad. A, release. Pretty good athlete. Might make a move. Okay, yeah, we are picking at number 32. Do we move up? So what I think could actually happen in this draft class, depending on how we feel about Jaleel Talley here at wide receiver, just trying to go all out, since we are going into the final year of this thing. There are some really, really talented safeties in this class, and we could look to replace Kevin Byard long-term. Looked at a lot of these different guys. Tyreek Marion, just bees across the board. Looks to be a very, very solid athlete at the absolute worst. And you can say good things about so many of these different players. I mean, Aaron Ash, safety from Wisconsin here, only C zone coverage is a little bit disappointing, but is another really solid athlete with A man coverage at safety. I just keep seeing, these rare type of players. And, I wish we had a lot more picks because I want everybody here. Even this running back, A ball carrier vision, B break tackle, only 5'8", but 210 and ran 4.31 at his pro day. Elite acceleration. Like, there's some really good players. Texans go Lonzo Macklin at number 1. Do I move up to 2? Let's have a little fun. Okay, making a move. Number 10, Raheem Jarrett, and a second this year, number 42. And we are acquiring number 2 and also number 98. We're having some fun. Moving up to 2, we're going to take a receiver, and then we'll have a really, really good trio, hopefully. I'm hoping Jaleel Talley is the real deal at 6'5", 216. Looks to be a pretty good athlete, and I like what he adds to our receiving core. A, catch in traffic, A, release, A, spectacular catch, B, short, medium, and deep route running. Seems to be a pretty complete player, and with 90 speed, 90 acceleration, I think that's going to play. 85 agility, 86 change of direction, and most importantly, maybe, for his archetype, 96 jumping. So that was a future one that we moved. We still have number 32 from winning the Super Bowl, and then pick again at number 23 in the second round. So what can we do? Looking at my board here, I have a safety or 2 watched, although the ones I really wanted are gone. All right, I'm going to take him early. Our future Kevin Byard replacement, potentially. 6'2", 220. I mean, he's a strong safety with B-man coverage, good athletic ability, and he is a Tennessee Titan. Only normal development, but the athletic testing athletic attributes all seem very, very good, so not too mad about it. Ooh, other running back is off the board. I'm going to go with a backup center here, Earl Cobb from Ohio State. Only 21 years old, really good athlete, incredible, and also good ability as well. Hidden dev, 71 speed, 78 acceleration, 89 strength, strong center, and a good draft pick for us. And we're going to draft J.R. Elliott with the last pick that I'll show you guys. Great speed, elite agility, great change of direction, A-man and A-zone coverage, which won't be too great, but just a good linebacker to add to our group. Has some cover ability, 88 speed, 88 acceleration, 86 agility. Feel like he's going to be a pretty good depth pickup for us. I'll let the CPU handle the rest. Draft recap, moment of truth here on the receiver. He's an 80 overall. We made the right decision, playing up to an 82 overall temporarily. Just extremely well balanced with 96 spectacular catch. Also appears to be a very good athlete overall. He was absolutely worth moving up for. Our receiving core is now on the brink of incredible. Tracy Kincaid, 74 overall. Earl Cobb, 74 overall. And J.R. Elliott, 71. just a good draft class again for us. I think we got the number 1 player. We did by a lot. Luke Roth was number 2 at 77 overall. First round receiver Cameron McMullen from Texas, 76 overall. Where's the running back I was looking at? Juan Cheeks went just before us. Only normal dev. Does have 94 speed, 94 acceleration, though. Would have been a nice pickup regardless. But we have Chase Brown, so we don't really need him. I really just wish David Long was a higher overall. It's disrespectful. He should be higher. I'm not saying, make him a 90, but the fact that he's 28 now, and we've been developing him or trying to, and he's a 79 still, just dumb. Defense, it's not quite where I'd want it to be, but I feel like it's good enough. Our offense should be incredible. I do have high hopes for this team. We won the Super Bowl last year. We got, I would say, significantly better. It's time to go do it again. 5-2 at the midseason mark. The Colts, again, winning in the division right now, 6-1. Jags and Texans not doing so well. Not going to worry about re-signing players just because this is the last year of the video. And we'll upgrade Derrick Henry's elusive abilities. And we win the division again. Colts go 12-5. We improved to 14-3. And we actually get a first round bye. Anthony Richardson threw for 51 touchdowns. And Justin Herbert was pretty good. 4,600 yards, 37 TDs, 12 picks, rushing. Derrick Henry's carries going down a bit. Chase Brown stealing a few. Derrick Henry, of course, much better in his attempts. And then receiving, not bad. DeAndre Hopkins, great first year in Tennessee with 14 TDs, over 1,100 yards. Cam Hartman right at 1,100 yards. Again, 5 touchdowns. Rookie Jaleel Talley only had 4 TDs, but 72 catches for 951 yards. Treylon Burks was impressive. Superstar dev for Jaleel Talley, not generational, just a really good prospect. So that's still pretty cool. Burks, still productive. And then defensively, David Long had 129 tackles. Oh my goodness. 23 tackles for loss for Jeffrey Simmons, including 14 sacks. 18 for Gary with 20.5 sacks led the team. 9.5 for Landry. 7 for Bruce Mills. Okay. 5 for Derek Hall, still playing. And interceptions, way more this year. This is a Super Bowl team. This is. And wow, the 84 overall Patriots have made it into the divisional. And they will be matched up against us, clearly. It's a winnable game for sure, but it doesn't mean we're not going to go out early. Seen it happen many, many times in Madden before, so not going to go ahead and say this is a win for sure, but if we do win, we're into the conference championship, just one win away from making the Super Bowl. So this is a pretty important game. Obviously, it's the playoffs. They all are, and we win by a touchdown and advance to the conference championship, playing and hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are an 85 overall with TJ Watt. Alex Highsmith is now Superstar X Factor. They brought in another new Superstar X Factor, Trayvon Merrick from the Raiders, former TCU guy. I don't know why that's relevant. Let's name all the colleges. TJ Watt, Wisconsin. Alex Highsmith, Charlotte. I don't remember who our top 3 were. I don't think it matters too much as we advance into the game. Up 7-0 early. Pittsburgh on the board with a field goal. Need more touchdowns. There we go. There's another one. 14-3, 21-3 now. Our defense has been so good in these simulations, and I like that to continue here. And our offense is scoring as well. 31-12, 31-19. Steelers sneaking back in this thing. Nah, we're going to kill it. It is all over. We are advancing to back-to-back Super Bowls. Tomlin going home sad. 31-19. Jared Goff is on the team now. What is his Steelers team? Rashawn Gary up to Superstar X Factor, by the way. No Unstoppable Force is pretty good. Can't quite get Edge Threat on him, which is a little bit unfortunate because that is a very good one. Jaleel Talley is playing up to an 87. He's a true 84 overall. Really good player. I mean, our entire team is just really, really good right now. And if I didn't mention it, Super Bowl rematch. Seahawks, Titans. Should be a really fun one. I'll show you the final team. We're an 89 overall, 92 overall offense. And this is the squad. It is a good group. Now, I'm curious about Cobb's development trait. It's probably going to be star. We'll check it out anyway, since we're probably not going to be back here. His player development trait is star. Not exactly surprising. And then defensively, any upgrades? Simmons up to Superstar X Factor as well. Something looks different, but I can't put my finger on it. Harold Landry down to star. Byer down to star we saw. Yeah, still a pretty good group. We'll check out Elliott too, although I would expect star as well. Good player. Fun. Definitely somebody that if you're actually playing the franchise, this is a long-term development project for you. Someone that could see the field. Yeah, only star as well, though. Seahawks are at 86 overall. Super Bowl rematch. How fun is that? Hopefully same result as last time as we go back-to-back. Home of the Falcons here. We are in Georgia, and we are up somewhat early, 14-3. Our defense is really dominated, and even though our offense has played well, you know, if the other team can't score points, probably not going to win. It's 21-6 here in the fourth quarter. They can't score. It's 24. There you go. They got some points. 24-13 is your final. We repeat as Super Bowl champions in some very interesting looking dark uniforms here. I think usually the white uniform team wins the Super Bowl, which is a weird but true stat. Shouldn't matter, but somehow does. Anyway, not a bad way to end this realistic rebuild. We spent a lot of money, but we drafted extremely well. And we come out on top. Justin Herbert, yeah, does he go to the Titans? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. Probably think he's going to be a Charger long term, but back-to-back Super Bowl champions. Not too bad. Not too bad. Thank you guys so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and I will see you in the next one. Take it easy.